And the question is about the state of Michigan being a donor state. Michiganders send more tax dollars to Washington than Washington returns to Michigan. How can we change that?
In the highway bill of a year ago, or 2 years ago, we had it set to eliminate the fact that Michigan is a donor state. The president, Mr. Bush, would not go along with that effort. So that died. We've gotten it down to the point where Michigan is now not a donor state in the big way it used to be. We are now getting back about 92.5 cents on a dollar. We used to get about 83. We're going to continue seeing to it that that kind of progress continues to be made. But having said that, our real goal is to see to it that Michigan prospers because we use federal programs to benefit. For example, Ventar up the way. They're going to bring in 450 jobs and then 350 more. And in places like SACTI 3 and A123, we're seeing that the United States is going to get half, rather Michigan is going to get 1/2 of the battery money that's going to be brought into the United States.
Dr. Steele, 60 seconds on that question.
The biggest way that we can prevent being a donor state is to quit sending all of our money to Washington, D.C. and leave it here. If we look over these last 35 years where we've averaged this 83 cents over that time, imagine your community with that extra money. I hear a lot about the clout of the congressional delegation in the state of Michigan, but John Dingell was head of the most powerful committee in Congress from 1981 until 1995, and in over those 14 years, the state of Michigan averaged 46th out of 50. When he was chair of the most powerful committee in Congress, we averaged 70 cents on the dollar in those 15 years. The only way Michigan is going to get ahead is to keep the money here, invest it in our own communities, and invest it in our own businesses and create the jobs here. Trying to take money from the grandchildren of another state and bring it here isn't the answer. Unfortunately, all our young people are chasing that excess money to the other states while we've been ineffective. Keep the money at home, out of Washington.
30 seconds, Congressman Dingell.
The Volt, recently driven out of the General Motors factory, was driven out on foreign batteries because foreign governments support and sustain the development of new industry and technology. That's the thing we've got to really concentrate on. Let's make jobs here at home in Michigan by seeing to it that we push the new technologies, the new opportunities, and the new kinds of jobs. I mentioned some of the things that are bringing jobs into Michigan, some of the things that I've worked very hard to see to it happen. I intend to continue that course because it's the right thing to do for our people.
30 seconds, Dr. Steele.
Well, the Volt is a great program, and it's something I know something about since my brother-in-law was the chief designer and lead production person for that car. But the real problem here with the jobs, it's kind of late to come to the party. Thomas Friedman from the New York Times calls John Dingell the single legislator most responsible for the collapse of Detroit and the chief pallbearer for the Big Three. There are fewer UAW auto workers in the United States today than 1940. There hasn't been a loss of jobs in the auto industry. They just left the state.
Want your bad romance.